Yo, what is going on everybody? It's Danny here from Dynamite Darts and welcome back to episode 7 of Path to Pro. This is the series where I'll be documenting and vlogging my journey moving from an amateur darts player to hopefully one day stepping on the Ali Pali stage. So, we're finally back. After hundreds of comments and messages of people asking where I've been, this is the video to hopefully bring us back to a normal posting schedule. As always, I appreciate all the likes and support and all the people messaging to see if I'm okay. A lot has happened over the past couple of weeks. I have not once stopped filming and recording content. However, the time has evaded me to actually edit the content. Thankfully, that shouldn't be an issue moving forward as I will now have an editor working in-house. So yeah, there's a lot to get to in this episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. And as always, 500 likes in this video and we got a giveaway coming in the next one. Now we're going to show you how to hit your first 180. So one of the questions I get asked the most is how do you hit your first 180? In this little segment, I'm going to go through my top 4 tips to help you guys hit your first 180. And while I do it, I'm going to throw along and talk. So I guess my first point is, if you have the ability to hit 1 treble 20, you can easily hit 3. There's no magic skill that you need to have. If you have the ability to hit 1, there's no reason why you can't hit 3. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, Jesus Danny, that isn't much help at all. I can hit a triple 20 every now and then, but my other 2 darts just seem to go all over the place. And that's where point number 2 comes in, which is stick to a routine. So if you can see here, before every single throw, I'm kind of taking it like a rep at the gym. This setup is pretty much identical from the feet to the hands, and it's something I've been working on a lot, which I'll go into a little bit more detail on further on in the video. I don't know how many times in the past I've changed my own throw, halfway through a throw, halfway through a match, etc, etc. But what you want to do is get a setup that becomes kind of effortless to think about. And as soon as this becomes effortless, it becomes easy to repeat. And once it becomes easy to repeat, that's when you get into the rhythm which will allow you to throw 160 after the other. Point number 3 is find how your darts stick up or stick out in the board. For a lot of players, their first dart lands quite upright in the board, but if you have a look at my darts here, they land quite flat. And because of that, with my other 2 darts, I'm looking simply to overstack as the turn, or let my other darts just land in above those first darts. And that's important because it dictates whether or not you kind of float your second and third dart in, or if you really aim at your first and second dart. That also gives you a good indicator of where on the wire you want to aim. For me in the triple 60 bed, the best place for me to aim is the bottom of the wire. For you, it might be the top. If I go for the top, it blocks off the rest of the bed. Whereas for you, depending on how your darts land, that might open up the bed for you. So with that in mind, I'm always thinking I'm going to land this right on the bottom of the wire. So that's where you'll find a lot of my darts come just under the wire, because ideally that means even if my first and or second dart land below the wire, I should be able to overstack to hopefully get a treble on my last one. And finally, point number 4 is that it is all about your rhythm. If you've ever even hit a 140 and just missed out on your 180 on the last dart, you'll note that the first 2 darts are almost identical to each other. It feels like you've thrown the same dart and it feels like you've just repeated it twice. Well, that's no different from the third dart. A lot of people end up getting to the stage where they begin to try and force that third dart. They see a slight gap to the left of the bed or the right of the bed, and they try and force that into the corner. All that will do is take you off your rhythm and push you out of the treble bed. Ideally, once you get the rhythm down, all you want to do is follow them second and third darts. Nearly. And the reason for that, I almost say just to aim at your first dart. More times than not, you'll actually get a favourable bounce out that will bounce into the treble bed as opposed to bouncing out. So yeah, there you have my tips to help you hit your first 180. I've already helped so many people hit theirs. I hope you can join. And if you're not hitting a lot of 180s right now, hopefully these tips help. They've got me to the stage where if I'm sitting down for an hour practice, I can expect between 4 to 6 180s on a given day. So I'll give myself 3 more goes while I'm here to see if I can hit one more 180 for you guys. 140. I'll leave all this in real time as well so you can see the setup. Our favorite number, 26. Ah, and an 85, so we don't get another one there. But there you have it. Let's get back into the video and I'll talk to you guys soon. So here we are after a long night at the darts. If you can't see already, lovely little location with the hotel directly across the road from the venue. Chris Delby played phenomenal, deserved it. We also did the giveaway for the national darts. Overall, I pretty mentioned this already though, we're just over a week out from the UK Open qualifiers, so it will be interesting to see how we pick up in the next week after, what I would have already discussed in terms of my forward dipping. So I'm tired now, it's like 1 o'clock, ready to get back to Dublin in the morning. So the next update I have for you guys is that my own custom darts will be launching soon. I'm gonna put an image of them up on screen. I've been working with Zac from Thornton Darts to bring these to life, and thankfully they will finally be ready in a couple of weeks. In terms of the look and the design and the feel of these darts, I really wanted something similar to what I'm already throwing, what I have been throwing historically, which is the Windmill Navigator 3. If you can see, this is the Navigator 3 itself. It's a very simple design, nice straight barrel dart with just a basic ring grip, as you can see there. Now what I've done with Zac is I've come together and I've looked at the dimensions of this dart and put some ideas that I thought would actually help my own throw, and I think a lot of other players as well. So one kind of common feedback I get from this dart particularly, which I think is fantastic, is that the grip actually is too little. So what we've done on our dart is we've increased the grip level by adding in double rings along the way. On top of that, we have a little bit more break in the grip towards the end of the barrel. I just find that's the position I tend to put my index finger. Now in terms of kind of like who we're looking at, I really like the Gary Anderson style darts. I really like Josh Rock's new darts in terms of the shape and design. We have a little bit different of a nose shape on the dart. Other than that, it's a pretty simple design, and the reason I go for that simple design is because I believe it's what works. I think anybody can throw a dart like this, just some people will prefer other shapes of darts. So with this, it's not only made for me, it's made for everybody. Now I'm going to be very transparent with this. Of these Gen 1s, there'll probably only be 50 to 100 sets ever that I produce, with 5 to 10 of them sets being put aside for giveaways and personal use. That's for people on my Patreon, Instagram giveaways, TikTok giveaways, etc, etc. Now for me, it's not really about making a profit on these darts. It's about bringing a fantastic product to the consumer for something that they may end up paying a lot more for with a bigger brand. So if you go on the market right now and try and get a 90% tungsten dart from any of the big brands, if you're looking at a player design, you're probably looking between 60 and 90 euro, about 55 to 85 pounds. I'm looking for this dart to actually come in beneath that, and when everything is landed, including my costs, my packaging costs, I'm not looking to make too much of a profit on this. If I do, I do, but it isn't about making money on this for me. It's about getting a very high quality dart into your guys' hands. So all in all, I've decided on a price point of $44.99 for these darts. I think it's a fair price, and each set will come with custom Dynamite Darts flights. Now for you guys watching, I am going to take pre-orders for the next week. I'm going to take a full 10 euro off that price. It'll be 35 euro. That's excluding shipping, but that puts me at a point where, including packaging, including everything, I'm barely breaking even. I don't mind though. I just want to get these out there into people's hands and get some feedback from them, and then if they go well, we can bring out a Gen 2. But if you are interested in pre-ordering these darts, what I want you to do is head over to my Instagram, drop me a DM saying custom darts in all capitals, and I'll send you on the payment information to get your set locked in at that low price.
Wypychają. Oni, ci, którzy stali, idą z powrotem do stajni po końcu, a tu mamy...
After a long day of shopping, of walking, we're finally in our room now. I haven't played darts since Wednesday, and I'm not going to play at all until Sunday morning. So I'll have maybe half an hour to warm up, and that's all the darts I'll play in a couple of days, just because I just think I need a break. Who knows, it might be a better way to approach it. Yeah, do it, go. Yeah, we're ready to go. Kid out in the tag polo. These trousers are tight. These make me look like I have.
Been eating good.
We've been eating very good the past 2 days. We're just gonna head now, probably get a Greg's, or what are you thinking again?
No, I'm getting an airline food.
Whatever that's called. We had a pastry from there yesterday, it was banging. Proper pre-darts munch, and then I'm gonna get to the venue for, I think it opens at 10, I'll get there for 10. I haven't played darts in like 4 or 5 days. So, as I said, we went to go to the Fight Club last night. We thought it was the Fight Club for ages because we're so used to hearing Fight Club.
It was so cool.
It was so cool. We have a TikTok coming on that. Credit to Shauna for all the video footage there. And yeah, I'll just get as much practice as I can in. Hopefully it's not too busy if I go at 10. Hopefully there's a few sore heads from last night, which is always good. The one positive of being off the drink, and get an hour or so in of practice, then just chill. Registration closes at 12 and then games start at 1. So yeah, check in with you then. So pre-game lunch is a smoked salmon bagel. Shauna's got a cinnamon swirl. Just across from Victoria Station now. We'll be there in about... Oh, it's nice. Eat this and get over. We should be there about...
I wish we had these guys in Ireland.
Yeah, should be there about 10:30. And then, yeah, we'll see if we can get any more up in. Much warm up. There'll be only a few warm up boards, I imagine, a lot of people. So hopefully we can throw okay. I just don't want to take a few days off. I was a bit frustrated towards the end of last week, just playing so much, trying to force practice. So hopefully arms feeling loose. Be good.
How are you feeling? I'm a bit close.
Luke Constable, Daniel Stefano.
He did his best. Yeah.
So thought I'd do a little voiceover for you guys going into the first match. I show a quick clip of the end of the first and second leg, as they weren't really that entertaining. Both of us weren't really playing that great, to be honest with you, a lot of low scores. But Luke did manage to take the first leg on tops, and I managed to check out in the second leg on 5 after missing a few darts at a double initially, but a nice 140 in this leg. So I'll start off with a weird 17, as you can see there, just a few darts not going where I wanted to. Follow up with a 90, 140. Not the worst leg to take the second leg. Going into the third leg now, I show most of this leg. Big shout out again to Shauna for actually sitting and videoing all of this. The setup was really nice. You know, I was on board 1. We had a nice bit of time to practice. As you can see from the clips that I had, met a few guys that I play in the GDL with, which was nice to see, and it was nice to know people there, you know, particularly because, again, I didn't necessarily come over to England for this. I had a holiday booked anyways, but it was cool that we did manage to get over in the meantime and play some darts, and this being my first kind of really official tournament, and there's plenty more of that to come. So don't really start off this leg too great. I got a 76, but to be honest with you, the dart that went to the triple 12 slipped out of my fingers. I was just finding maybe the hands were a bit sweaty. Maybe I was not necessarily nervous, just really not used to playing under these conditions, which is exactly why, as I've already touched on or will touch on throughout this video, that I am moving to more of an in-person basis to go along with the online. And the reason being for that is the cadence is different, and with that I just want to get as much experience in as possible, really. So going into this, there's a couple of things that I really noticed looking back at my own trial. I was snatching at a lot of darts. Those ones went quite straight, you know, with a nice easy 60. Should have really been a ton or a ton plus. Set myself up a little bit, but what I found was that by the time I was getting to the board, I wasn't steady. I wasn't steady at all, and the arm kind of let me down, and I hit a lot of fives. So now you can see there that some of the darts are actually landing okay, but then there's one dart drifting into the 5, have to switch and hit a fat 19, which again, these scores are okay, but really I should be getting a treble every visit or two. And then, to be fair to Luke, he put the pressure on here. And these games are, I guess, only first to 4 legs, so they are quick. You know, these games will be wrapped around in about 10 minutes. But it's nice to play these. One thing here is, like, listen, I didn't know where I was going on the board, switched over for an 18. And thinking about it now, I don't even know if a triple 18 would have left me a finish. No, it looked like it would have left me 169, which of course is a bogey. But yeah, overall, I think this was nice to play in an environment like this. Overall, they just had a lot of scores like that, as you can see there, drifting into the 5s, pulling a 30, which really should have been a higher score. Luke here was on double 18 to win the 3rd leg for a nice little leg himself. And luckily for me, fresh air on all 3 darts, leaving himself still on 36. I had 175 left. What do? I step up and I get 100. A nice ton, leaving me 75, which again puts a little bit of pressure on Luke. I'm still here thinking, Jesus, this is going to be 2-1. I haven't started the best here. He comes in, inside on the 1st dart, inside on the 2nd dart, and then busts to leave himself 36 again. I'm thinking, fantastic, 75, I should get 1 dart at a double, and then this happens. My 1st dart is a 3, I'd go for triple 17. Then to go upstairs, I get a 20, and another 20, 43 leaves me 32. But at this stage, I'm thinking, this should be a dart at a double for myself. I'm not coming back to the board, and that's exactly what happened. 2-1 to Luke. I take the 4th leg. I started off, and from here I'm going to give you kind of a full play-by-play of the rest of these legs. I start off, and this is kind of what lets me down a little bit. I really should be starting off with at least a 60, but to see a 30 go in like that, it just, I don't know, again, if it was just my pace or whatever it was, but it shouldn't really be happening. But a lot of good things have kind of come since the UK Open qualifier. I've been here at home a couple of weeks now, and it really has helped me change the emphasis. I know I haven't uploaded since then, but the big thing that has changed is the actual approach I'm taking. But you can see that leg there, I start off with a 30 and a 17, and those darts just, you know, you can't be 6 darts into a leg and not under 400. Now thankfully I somehow, I guess, kept it together for the rest of this match, but you know, I'm only after 9 darts, I'm still at 400, so you know, you should write this leg off. But we're both having a bit of a bad leg here. But yeah, going forward, I think for myself, we are working at the moment to try and get the ADC over to Ireland, and they've also mentioned that, and if the ADC does come over, we can have and expect a lot more ADC tournaments, which I'll be going to every single one of them. We got a nice 1-2-5 there, just to kind of claw back some of the points I've lost by scoring so badly at the start of the leg. And that's kind of what happens in amateur darts. You'll find out of nowhere someone could just pull out a really high score, and the next score, if you get like a 180, you can be followed up by like a 20. It's just the kind of way the cookie crumbles in this sport. But yeah, again, I have to say, if you are an amateur player and you haven't kind of gone to any in-person events, particularly if you live in the UK where they are everywhere, it really is worth your while to get out there, because the darts community is always very welcoming. Now, I haven't drank in a long time, but that doesn't mean, you know, you need to feel pressure to drink, because a lot of people do drink at these events, and a lot of people play better when they drink at these events. Nice little 180 from Luke there, by the way. Luke here going to set himself up with double 18, and was actually too accurate and got the double 18 straight away, and then pulled into the 14 to leave himself on 4. I had 175 here. Another example, I got the 2 triple 20s, all I need is a 15, and I hit a fat 2 to leave myself 53, and I'm thinking, oh, Luke has 3 darts in hand here at double 2, this should be easy money for himself. I should have left myself on a finish, to say the least. And luckily for us, yet again, he comes inside on the last start and leaves himself double 1. So I'm thinking 2 darts at the tops. No, first dart is a 4, second dart is a double 9. Leave myself with 31 and I hit 3, leaving double 14, and I'm missing big numbers, and when you miss big numbers, you know it's never going to be your day. So up steps Luke again. I was thinking in the back of my head, maybe I have a chance. Double 1 isn't the easiest of doubles. If you come inside, it's game over, and that's exactly what Luke did in the second dart. Gave me a shot again at double 14. It's double I don't mind. Oh, I come inside on the first dart, miss big with the second dart, and the third dart again I miss big, leaving myself with darts I should have taken. That should be 2 all. I should keep my throw there. There shouldn't be an issue about that. As you can see, the scores all up and down in place. This leg, and Luke takes that leg. 3-1 going into the last leg, the leg I need to win, and Luke has left himself on Shanghai. I've left myself on the big fish. There's a few guys watching. I say, ooh, it's in the background, just because it's nice to see. I think he fluffs his lines a little bit here, and he comes, I don't know where he kind of goes from here, but I left myself on 170 thinking, Jesus, this would be the way to claw back. My throw then going in, but again the first dart pulls into the 5, and what do? I hit my third dart into the triple 5 for a beautiful score of 40. Luke here gets the big 14 and misses tops, leaving myself with a chance, leaves himself on double 10. I have little fish, 130. First dart 20, second dart triple 20. All I'm left is a bullseye to tie this up. No, I pull it, get a 25, and at this stage I placed my darts down and knew that that would be that, and sure enough, Luke steps up and fair play to him, hits the double 10 first dart for the game. So there we have it. Luke went on, I think, to the last 16 that day. I wasn't overly happy with my result, but very happy with the fact that I kind of set out the goal, which is what I wanted to do, which was just to win a leg. I hadn't played darts in a couple of days, no real excuse for it. I just need to play more, and that's kind of what I'm setting up to do, to play more in-person stuff, take this again 1 step more seriously, and then get back on track with these uploads. One of the reasons I hadn't uploaded for a while is I've been really working on my game, and I've already set up 2 more in-person competitions in the UK that I'll be going over to in the next few months, as well as getting some groundwork put in for the ADC events, which will be to come. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the voiceover, and let's get back into the clips. So I'm chilling in the airport now. Obviously earlier we played woeful to say the least, but it was a good experience. It was nice to see. I knew a few people there from the GDL, and it's nice to chat to a few people. Just good atmosphere as always in the darts. I'm going to, after today, jump into a lot more in-person stuff. The reason being is I neglected it for a while, but why not? Why not just do it now? And I know you guys were asking what to be more in-person footage, so I thought this would be a nice way to do it. So that's the plan, to maybe just come over to the UK a couple more times. To be honest with you, the INDO circuit, even looking at the dates and stuff now, it's so far away from where I am in Ireland, and you know, hopefully we can get an ADC tournament over here. More than that, I'll probably be coming over to a few ADC tour events in the UK just for the experience. Maybe set up a few tournaments, who knows. And then yeah, I was in the airport, so I picked myself up a little treat just for the first little I guess sprint in 10k, and also for the continued support from you guys. So yeah, we'll keep on going with all this. Plenty more to come, you know. Anyways, I will check back in with you guys soon. We are back again for another vlog break. I appreciate you guys staying with it for this long episode. The next thing I have to add is that I will now be working with a coach moving forward. Alongside this, I'll be doing a lot more in-person tournaments and events. Hopefully a few in the UK. There are talks bringing the ADC events over to Dublin. Hopefully that happens sooner rather than later, or we can get that going. But really, I noticed after my game at the qualifiers, not how ill prepared I was. I still think there was there was moments in each leg where I played okay. The only thing that got to me was probably a bit of nerves. Given it's my first kind of big tournament like that, I don't think I did too badly. You know, all I want to do is win a leg. We won a leg, so I'm happy with that. I think the big thing that I don't have is routine and structure to my throw and also to my practice, and I believe that's exactly what working with a coach is going to bring me. So I won't reveal yet who I am working with. I will reveal in a few more episodes, and you will see a lot of himself on the page. There's going to be some cool highlights coming there, as well as check-ins with the coach, which will make it a lot more interesting, I believe, for you guys, the viewer, seeing it on the other end of it. But the main goal is to really lock in my technique. I've changed my throw since London. I wasn't too happy, as you can tell, with my performance. As I've said a couple of times in this video, I'm not giving up on this by any stretch of the imagination. I've just been busy with work, and we have been keeping up with darts. I'm still playing pretty much and practicing most days. I've had ups and downs in my averages. I've gotten worse for weeks. I've gotten a little bit better. I've had some of my best averages, and I've had some pretty poor averages as well. Now it's just looking to iron out and go back and fix all the mistakes I made before. That really did help me getting better quicker, but not allowing myself to get the fundamentals right, which means I can replicate that day in, day out, which is the consistency that separates amateurs from high-level amateurs from pro players. There you have episode 7, which again, I do apologize for the delay on. That shouldn't happen going forward. Episode 8 should be out in 2 to 3 days, and episode 8 is where we're talking online darts. We're talking how to get set up, answering all of your questions there, as well as giving you guys some insight into the new season of the GDL. As always, if you do want to join the GDL, which is the Graded Darts League, it's completely online. It's about 10 to 12 euro a month. It's fantastic. There are cash prizes, as well as a fantastic community to help you improve your game and play really competitive games all year round. Go to the link in my bio, click on that, and be sure to mention Dynamite Darts when you are signing up. Other than that, one last shout out to all my patrons. You guys are on the screen now. I really do appreciate all you guys' support. There's plenty more to come in the Patreon. I've been very busy as of late, but don't worry, some more giveaways coming in there. If you just want to support the content in any way, join a like-minded group of people who love playing darts. Check out the Patreon. It's only €5 a month. It's never going to be any more than that. I'll be one of the first links in the description. As always, going forward, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. And as always, if you're a fan of the darts, be sure to subscribe. And until next time.